Hello, fishing enthusiasts. It is time for not fish deck and fight, but something that sure does look like a fish, which is, of course, everyone's favorite Tetra boil. Who boiled, what shrimp boiled this rice? Let's find out. So, today, we're going to take a look at the second Aqua Force deck, basically, of the set. It's not as great as Thavas, I will admit. It's not as great, and when you get into set 6, it's going to hard lose to Asha, which kind of hurts too, because that becomes the next best deck, which is insane. So, we're going to take a look at the deck here today. It is different from Thavas. It still runs a lot of Thavas pieces, and a lot of things that make Thavas really good, but it has like other plays, but you lose out on the back row retire, which is not great. So, let's take a look at it. There are still, of course, plenty of ratios you can kind of manipulate and try out. Like, you see here, I'm only running one copy of the MVP of the Thavas deck, which is the Tactic Sailor, because we're running 4 copies of one of the blue wave cards, which is the Bright Shooter. So Bright Shooter is pretty nice, especially with more and more decks getting the kind of like Sentinel restricts of like you have to discard a grade 3 to use a Sentinel kind of effect. So it says Wave, which is the mechanic of Aqua Force, which basically means like which attack of the turn it is. So this says Wave 4 or higher, so the 4th attack of the turn or higher. At the end of the battle boosted, if your Vanguard is a blue wave, you can choose a grade 3 from your drop zone and add it back to your hand. So with this, you can pretty safely discard stuff like your, you know, Diamantes and your Thavas and your Tetra and all that stuff, you know, or Anger Boil rather, because you can get them back for no cost, right? So you still keep increasing your hand and keep looping Stride Fodders, which is really good. So he's a good little card. You can probably put him down to 3, to be honest, and play like 2 Pride Shooters, or even put him down to 2. Like, it is good to have him, especially in the long term, because obviously, you know, the random draw sometimes will find you PGs and good stuff, but sometimes it'll just draw you into like dead cards. Whereas this, you know what you're getting back, which is pretty nice, right? So that's the main kind of like change for grade 1s, like Strike Fodders, PGs is all the usual. We play Eric as the starter. This got a lot of starter choices. You can use the usual Thavas starter, the Andre. You can use the Tetra specific, the Blue Wave specific starter too. But I like this one because it just means we hit our Anger Boil and then we can find a Diamantes if we don't. So that's also pretty good. Then for grade 2s, a lot of the stuff you usually see in you know, Thavas lists. So basically stuff like Basil, stuff like Algos, stuff like the High Tide. But the double rare that we have that is exclusive to blue waves is the Foivos. So Foivos says Rear Circle wave 3 only, so only the 3rd battle of the turn. When he attacks the Vanguard, so basically they can only have 1 intercept in the field. If your Vanguard is a blue wave, count 1, he gets plus 2k, and at the end of the battle, he stands. So if your opponent only has 1 intercept in play on a Tetra Boil turn, you go swing this to rear, Tetra Boil swings to face, and then you attack with him to Vanguard after that, and then you're able to restand him and get the multi-attack as well. So it's pretty good. You get a lot of stuff out of this, so it's genuinely pretty nice. You can also, technically, if your opponent has 1 intercept, go like Diamantes face, swap with the thing in the back, swing the other thing to the rear, and then swing this into face. It becomes 11, restands, and then you can swing with it again, and then restand it with like Lambros, for example, with the bigger power. So it's also pretty good, just a good little card, so I like to run it as a 4-up in this list specifically. Other stuff that's usually the same as other Aqua Force lists, so 4 Heal Guards, 4 Diamantes, 1 Thavas, because we can search it out with the Strike Fodder if we don't have any grade 3s, and it's still a good right target because the deck can function even without the Anger Boil, but of course the main grade 3 is the Anger Boil Dragon. It's actually pretty good grade 3. The GB2 is actually very useful. It says GB2, wave 2 only, so it has to be the 2nd attack of the turn. When the attack hits the Vanguard, you can choose one of your rear guards and stand it and give that unit plus 10k power. So it's pretty strong. It gets a lot of power on something like a multi-attack. So again, if for example your opponent has 1 intercept, you swing into the intercept with Foivos, then you swing with this into the Vanguard, restand the Foivos, and then the Foivos swings with 21 on the 3rd attack, restanding, swing with 21 plus the boost after that. So it's actually pretty good. But Anger Boil also has a stride skill, which is when your Tetra Boil Dragon strides over him, for that turn it gives the Vanguard the following ability, which is wave 2 only. When it attacks the Vanguard, you stand 2 of your rear guards. So basically what you can do is you can swing with a boosted rearguard column into one of your opponent's rears, and then swing with the Tetra Boil because it breaks intercepts, and then restand that column, and then you can still swing at the other intercept with the non-restood column, and then basically swing with that last one basically to, you know, finish things off. So it's pretty good. The skill is not as like easy to use because of that awkward like second battle timing, but it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. So overall, like the cards in here do work as a nice little package. It's not as good as Thavas, as I said, but still pretty nice. Our first fight is still is always going to be the title bore. It's just good card draw. Lambros is still a 4 of. It can be a 2 of course, and you can play 4 of the Tetra Boil if you want, but Lambros is an amazing card just to finish off games. 1 Messiah Stride because Link Joker is a bad matchup, and then 2 of the Tetra Boil Dragon. So you either run 2 Tetra Boils, 4 Lambroses, or 4 Tetra Boil and 2 Lambros. I think 4 Lambros is probably still better. So this card says wave 2 only. This ignores intercept, and then GB2, wave 1 through 3. So basically during the first, second, or third battle of the turn, usually gonna be the second, when it attacks the Vanguard, can almost 1 if your heart is a blue wave, and G Persona Blast, and then for that turn lose a drive and get the following ability. So it only attacks the 2 drives for the turn. Wave 4 only. When your rear guard attacks a Vanguard at the end of that battle, you can discard 1 and then stand your Vanguard and draw 1. So essentially, you want to swing rear to rear, then swing with this in the second battle because you swap, you skip the intercept, and you can restand your column with the Anger Balls effect. And then you attack with your other 2 rears. The 4th attack has to connect with the Vanguard though, so make sure you keep that in mind. And then when that happens, you get the timing to discard 1, restand the Vanguard, and draw 1. So you literally convert a card, which is nice, and you get 2 Vanguard attacks, which is pretty good. So you get a rear attack, Vanguard attack, rear attack, Vanguard attack. So you get 5 attacks, 2 of them being Vanguard, so you have more chances to drive check, which is pretty good. So it's a nice little card. Nice little card. The deck is pretty fun. It's not as, again, I'll keep saying this, not as good as Thavas, but if you like it, it's going to be fun, and it's a good little deck to just kind of play around with and enjoy. So let's take a look at the deck in game and see how it pilots. Okay, it's gamer time. We're playing against Kaguro, which is not the easiest matchup, but it's still okay. We're going first. That's that's the hard matchup. Going first versus going second is what can decide matchups more so than anything. I think we toss these at this point because we just want to see the freaking grade 3, which we still don't. Slightly concerning. Slight concern. So Mr. Eric will have to put in some work here and find us the Anger Boil so we don't get screwed. Alright, we got a Stride Fodder in hand, which is going to be good for later on. I think we write this here. We will probably be discarding this on first stride, so it's not going to be, searching out. We won't have any grade 3s to target from the drop zone, basically. So, alright, Ithonic. Oh, I can actually enable the animations, now that I think about it. Oh, for a second, it sounded like he passed turn. Alright, the Legend. There's been a lot of Kaguro in ladder, purely because people got hyped seeing the Legend perform in the Zero Grand Finals, the VOD of which will be up on YouTube soon. I uploaded it once and I forgot to cut out some stuff. I forgot to cut out a break which included the Zero theme song, which is a copyrighted song, which is so dumb, but it is what it is, I guess. We're doing to the Thavas, which is interesting, but hopefully we can hit the Anger Boil here. We don't, which is weird, but I guess it's okay. 7 cards hand, I'm gonna try to risk it for a biscuit and swing here. We heal. We actually check a heal on turn 1. Pretty sick. Or turn 2 rather. Interesting. So we have Thavas. I mean, this might become a bit of a Thavas deck and fight for the first strike turn, and then we ride into Anger Boil for the second strike turn. Yay! Epic. We have the setup, We can draw 2 with this, and then we ride the Anger Boil and go crazy mode. It's gonna be great. But yeah, if this turns into a freaking Thavas deck and fight, that would be pretty funny, but hopefully it doesn't. Alright, my man's making a big board, okay. It's a draw, so they will confirm 2 damage. So with 2 damage, that's also good for us, because this way we can use a Diamantes and then also Algos at the same time. But of course, that's for later. I keep forgetting I went first. I don't like going first in Zero. Okay, we have to ride the Thavas, which is okay. We'll fix that later. We'll fix that issue when we get to it. I don't want to... So, I don't know yet. This doesn't look like Blade Master. So, if I put down an intercept, right, I need to be aware of the fact that my opponent's going to use Mustafa to kill it. And I don't want to overcall... I don't want to call 2 Algoses because I want 1 for my first strike turn. And I don't want to call Basil because then it's going to die. Guess I could commit a Basil, but then I would have to commit this to make it hit. So I think we're going to just hold the L on the damage race, which does kind of suck, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, get a draw, into the Anger Boil. Okay, we can first try it. Don't really need to... Honestly, it's probably better to ride Thavas first, because you get the retire skill to pop the back row, and then we re-ride into the Anger Boil after that. It's gonna be beautiful. Alright, the Legend gonna search top 5 for Flame Dragon, which of course can target PGs and the Stride Fodder, which is pretty crazy. So let's see. Let's see. Overlord. I mean, that is a Flame Dragon too, but not what I expected. Not exactly what I expected. This Tar has been doing a lot of work for people. The plus 4k is really nice for just making really good columns. Mustafa. Yep, there it is, there it is. So that's gonna pop my Algos. He's gonna swing 3 to the face. I have 1 PG and no heal guards, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, here comes the Mustafa, gonna face up a G unit, so you can go to GB2. The one good thing is that it's probably gonna swing rear first, so they will deny their own heals, so at least I know for a fact that I'm pushing damage properly. And I'm always in heal range myself, so it's also good. We get a draw. How many cards are we at right now? We're at 8. So one more draw and we overdraw, so hopefully we don't do that. Let's try not to do that. Alright. So if he doesn't... If he checks the trigger here, we stop at 4 damage because I'm going to 26 here minimum. So that's pretty good. High Tide. Unfortunate, it's our 1-of. It's a good 1-of too. So we stay on Thavas here because we can pop the back row, which is really cool. We can Basil. This is a really annoying field, actually. Because we can basically, like, Basil, swap, trade, and then make a Algos. It's not great, but we can actually, like, kill the board, which is pretty good. So we're gonna pop the Stride Fodder because we don't need that much back row for now. We will need it later, but optimally we can draw into another grade 1, eventually. So we go into the title board, we're on 4 damage, we can push pretty good. Okay, that's a good grade 1 to get for later. Don't need it for now, though. So let's see. We're gonna make a Basil. Foibless doesn't really do much until your opponent's at 5, and this turn we're pushing... We can actually push to 5, theoretically. But I'd like to put up 2 intercepts, because that way I force my opponent to really put down a lot to get over them. So I think we'll do something like this. It's a bit risky, huh? It is a bit risky. I think I'm gonna put down the Diamantes and overcall it afterwards. So with this, we'll be barely okay. So this Basil is going to swing into the face first. So we're gonna swing Basil into face first, then Diamantes into rear, Foibles into rear, and then the High Tide into face. He checks a draw, which isn't great, but it's not the end of the world, because with 1 trigger, as long as it doesn't pop a defensive in the last one, we should be okay here. Because now we're going to draw off the... like, we have triple drive and then a draw off of the title board. We pop the the tar, rather. We get a draw here, too, which is nice. And into another draw. It's a draw festival. The PG goes to the bottom. That's not great. Another draw comes out. That's also pretty nice. So now we're on 7 cards in hand. We're going to draw to 8. Call in Algos for the double draw. Oh, he checks a heal. Do I want to call in Algos? I don't think I hit. Wait, 17... I have to call down Algos if I want to hit, but then I overdraw. Well, almost overdraw. Actually, I think I hit 9. I'll hit 9 by doing this, but it's actually not bad because I'm at 4, so I'm gonna be forced to give up some defensive. So at this point, I might as well just maximize my chances of hitting more defensives and finding PGs. And pushing to 5 is really important, especially if like we denied a heal here, so that's pretty good because it's literally just a defensive gone. We draw into a PG, which is really important. So with this, my opponent can go for a Root Flare to decimate most of my board. We can still remake the majority of it, but we're missing 9k attackers, which isn't great. And so his options are either L'Express, which I can tank because I have double Anger Boil in hand, or he stays on the Legend for the GB2, which is fine because I'm at 4, or he goes for Root Flare for the big like board decimation. So let's see here. I think those are the main targets. It's gonna be the Nouvelle Express, which is fine for me because I'm actually quite prepared for this card restrict, so that's cool. And like this card in particular, the Bright Shooter, is such a huge playmaker in this matchup. Ooh, is he counterbossing 5? That's nuts. So my back row is actually safe, which is surprising, honestly. I didn't expect that to be the case. He can't counterboss. Okay, so he can't take those out. So basically he's gonna trade away the front row, and then... Oh, I don't have heal guards, huh? But I think we're still fine, because I PG with a grade 3 for the Vanguard, and then I PG one of the rears. So it's okay, we're actually quite fine. Alright, cool. 10 cards in hand. This is PG to bottom, that's nice. Draw comes out. So that's gonna be 21, but it's fine. We have to PG both attacks, that's fine. Alright, grade 3 discarded for the PG. And then we're gonna go up to 4 face up with the last Vanguard swing. There we go. So it shows our opponent that we don't have any heals in hand. The one and only heal is left in the deck. So with this, we draw into the last heal, which I'm not super against. We're gonna ride into the Anger Boil in order to give ourselves the rearguard restand. If we can somehow stride top deck Foivos, that would be insane. If this top deck's Foivos, we're literally too good this game. Please top deck Foivos. Please top deck Foivos. It would be so insane. It would be so insane. Do we see it? No, we don't. Damn it. I got excited for a second. It's still fine. It's still fine, to be honest. Not excellent, but it's fine. So in order to make the right amount of attacks, we have to forget about using Basil's skill. We're gonna have to swing a rearguard column into a rear, then swing Vanguard to Vanguard, and then we're gonna swing. So let's see, this goes first, second Vanguard, third this. No, maybe we'll go first this, second this, third this, fourth this to recycle the grade 3. I think that might be better. Let's do that. So swing this into here. And then we're going to swing this into here, which will activate the other skill as well, which will give us the ability to restand and also get the, you know, the on attack. Oh, I was 1 card away. That sucks. Oh, it was so close. It was so damn close. We drew into a PG, which is pretty nice. So now that we get back the grade 3 is actually really useful. PG comes out there, so there's going to be a heal guard coming down. Still has enough defensive, huh? This is going to come down for 20 with a recover on the grade 1. We're going to use that first to, because you can recover and then discard it immediately for the cost. But we can discard this, not discover. Discard the grade 1 here for the restand. We draw another grade 1 off of the effect, which is not excellent. It's not the best, but it's still fine. Alright, 2 blanks. He does have the PG. Okay, well played by the opponent. So at this point, my opponent has 1 CB, which they can do quite a lot with, because that means they can use the legend. That means they can still root flare me, plus another retire off of something like a burnout, which means that they can clear out both front rows and swing 3 times to face, which means we lose. So I think, like, either you have 4 attacks or you have a retire. So my opponent, yeah, there we go. Just use the burnout, pop the front row. Oh, actually, no, wait. 1 front row pop is not enough, because he has to swing rear now. These 2 go van. We can heal guard 1 and PG the other ones. Actually, we barely live. We barely survive and we can go into Lambros. So that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. Ooh, the heal kind of hurts there. But on the Lambros turn, honestly, it doesn't really matter that much. We have Stride Fodder. We have Lambros Fodder. PG is going to give us back a Counterblast as well. So that's pretty good. Alright. So with this, we're good. Oh, you came too late, buddy, man. Come on, dude. Oh, wait, we could show off the GB2 here, actually. This could be a really sick GB2 turn. But I think... Okay, if I Lambros, what can I do? I would make this for the column swap. This would be Stride Fodder, this would be the other column. I think Lambros is still better. Lambros looks still better. Alright, let's use up the timer well. Yeah, it looks like they forgot to countercharge off of the retire, which is interesting. I guess they did. Ooh, draw into the PG, that's pretty good. With this, we need to basically... We don't want to draw anymore. We have 3... We don't want to draw a single card. I do not want to draw a single card. And we don't have any draws, so we can attack safely here. So that is good. Let's use up this. Come on. Oh, we still have a good attack with the... but the Foivos needs Blue Heart. Not Blue Heart. It needs Blue Wave Heart, which we do not have, unfortunately. So with this, we swing here. We swing here. Or does it? It does have it. I guess it does. Oh yeah, because we do have Blue Wave Name, because we have Tetra Boil. Sweet. So I get the restand here. Oh, that's so nice. So this gets the restand. We don't technically... that's... I'll swing rear. I'll swing rear. I want to restand the column to play over the heal. Oh, there's no heals left. Okay, cool. Never mind then. Because we don't have any triggers left, so I need to just like play with that in mind. Whoops! Alright. We check 3 blanks here. There's nothing left in the deck. This will connect, and then... Good stuff. GB2 to throw pipe bomb. Oh my god. Alright. Cool. Cool. Good games. I think we played that pretty well. Not exactly a favorite matchup either, so I think we played that pretty well. Not gonna lie. GG's. Alright, let's get into it. Game number 2 gonna be against Royal Paladin. I'm playing against Panya. I think we played against this person on DifferentFight before. So, pretty cool. I think they're an all-mile player. Okay, this time around we open the nut. We literally open everything. Keep. Very cool. Wow, finally game 2 and definitely not 3. This is gonna be so exciting. I can't wait. Alright, let's get into it. We're going second, which is good. Going second is always good. Oh man, can't wait for game 2. Ooh, it's Seekers. Probably. With the G-Zone. I guess it could be more Alfred focused, because there is Alfred support now, which is pretty nice. What do I value more, the draw or the recycle? I think the draw first stride is pretty good. I think I'll honestly put the area behind Vanguard here. We just bash. See what we... Ooh, not the PG. Alright, well, let's see what kind of spice Seekers can bring to the table. Seekers? Damn. Remember when grade 2s had ride lines? Seek some mates, that's right. Blaster Blade using Tinder. You know what he do. Oof, okay, I have to ride my Diamantes, which is not very exciting, nor amazing. Good thing I put the booster behind the Vanguard because I actually need it here. We don't really have a reason to do anything here. We need the booster, so we just swing, get a draw, very nice. Thavas in hand, also very good. We like that very much. So, here, next turn we're gonna stride. We can make some attacks. We don't have algos yet, which is a little bit unfortunate. Wingle... Sacred Wingle, rather. Interesting. I wonder what kind of G's on my man's running here. Yeah, I'm surprised this isn't like all file Seekers or something. Like I haven't... Ooh, okay. I don't really mind that. I don't really mind that. I think that's fine. Ooh, heal! Gets a lot! Alright, maybe my man just hasn't played for half a year and he came back and he's like, oh, damn. G units? Let's go? Let's go? Yeah, I don't know why he popped my starter, but I'm not gonna question it, to be honest. I think it's fine. This is the point in where the people watching the video scroll down and start writing in the comment section like, oh my god, all you ever pull out is shit games with shit decks. And then I'm gonna die to this guy. Alright, let's go into the title bore. Discarding Stride Fodder. And see if we can draw into the Algos. We still haven't seen an Algos, which is mildly concerning. Still not. I mean, we still have a chance to draw into it, so it's not the end of the world. So let's see if we do. If not, we just don't have to call, I guess. So, gonna use Diamantes. Do the big bash. The big basharoo. 12 to face. Boom, boom, boom. We're still in heal range, which is good. Oh no, the first defensive. It begins. It begins. Alright, Thavas to rear. Bada bing, bada boom. And then swing this to face. Get a heal. Good thing we stayed in heal range. That does proc. We get a Basil. And a nothing. And we're gonna get a very cool Algos off the top here. Please. Damn it. What do I want to commit that doesn't feel bad? I want to keep the Thavas for next turn, but I do want to push the damage. But can I actually hit? 26. I actually can't hit without Algos. So that means I just pass. There's no point. I can't hit. Unfortunate. Unfortunate that happens, but it happens. It happens. It be like that sometimes. So now my opponent can either Stride or Legion, I guess. No, he can't Legion yet. GG. GG. Okay, so next turn we can kind of go for a title bore, I guess? Or title weight, no, what is it? Tetra Boil? Tetra Boil, yeah, Tetra Boil. They're all boiling. All of them are just going crazy with the boiling. Ooh, double blaster blade to discard for strike. Okay, all right. Gab blade incoming. Okay, my man does have, you know, they may just be trying to prove a point, you know. You can't just look at a deck and dismiss it. My opponent might just be on some crazy sauce out here. Gonna use Ganslot, put the heal back. Excellent. I guess by discarding 2 for stride, you also fill up your, you technically fill up your drop zone faster for Legion. Green Gans, that's right. The monster energy Gans a lot. So he pops one of the Diamantes, which is pretty cool. Because he can outbash the rear, and then... Yeah, he plays 12k attacker, so he can swing the Blaster Blade in. Or, yeah, he can do that too. But basically what I was trying to say is he could theoretically have called out a 12k attacker to make 18. We check a heal which gets whiffed, which is unfortunate, but at least this means I'm going to stop at 4 damage. Because that means he's not going to continue attacking. What could he call out here? What's a good grade 2 for Seekers that could get called out? Can't really imagine much. We draw into a heal, we're at 7 cards in hand, we're going to draw for turn to 8. Every damage has been defensive on my side this game, which is good. My opponent's hit one important one, which is nice. Oh, that's a good card. That's a good card for next turn. I don't blame him. That's fair. High Tide. Hello. Hello, Tide. That'll be good, I guess. It hits numbers. Sadly, can't really use Foivos this turn, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate. Because we have to swing rear, Van. Is this an Algos play? I mean, is this a Lambros? I think we just go Lambros here, to be honest. I think it's a Lambros, and we do the title next turn. Let's do a Lambros. Yeah, I don't need more grade 1s, so let's drop this. Let's go Leon Kun. Leon Kun. So we can make Diamantes with a... I want to keep the Foivos, to be honest, but it's not great. But I do need the grade 2s. I could get randomly stomped, so don't want to like risk it. It's a shame he's wave 3 only. That's like the only downside. It's the only downside. So let's make a board like this, I guess. I guess that's fine. I could also commit this to recycle a grade 3. So I think we'll do that. I think we'll do that. Let's swing here. Push to 5. Hits the defensive. Absolutely built different. Simply constructed alternatively. So here we're gonna push this to rear. Restand because it still hits for 21 regardless. And we pray to hit a trigger onto the High Tide. Because then if we do, we're on a pretty good place. We just need to hit 1 trigger onto it. Just 1. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So now he needs 3 defensives. There's a PG. He doesn't play heal guard, so that's already a pretty big thing that my opponent cannot have. We're going to hit with this first. There is a Ganslot in deck that was sent back, so that is obviously an option. But let's see if... Alright, Soul Blast 1, get the power. PG will come out, blocking that. And do you have the final shield? 21 coming in here. Oh, little connection error. Can we bring it back? Okay. He's gonna roll back, get them rollback frames in. And then we run it in with a 21. It's gonna hit. Let's go Foivos, run it in. Good Lambros turn might be what we need to victory. Yep, it is. Alright, sweet. Good low game. Not as explosive or crazy. Not as explosive or crazy, but, you know. I was hoping to see some crazy spice with the Seekers, but unfortunately, there was no seeking that happened in that game. Outside of me seeking the big dubs, of course. Oh, it was somebody ranked higher than me. I'm telling you that these aren't random players. There is some spice. There is some spice. My opponent was higher than me in the rankings, which means there is some spice in that Seeker list that we are not aware of. Crazy. Alright, so with that, we have... I think we've shown off. I think the first game, honestly, was a really good way to show off how the deck works. You know, just basically being able to force out, you know, all of the nice little combos you can do. Thavas, of course, works really well with the actual like Anger / Tetra Boil package, and then the rest of the deck works really well with the rest of the multi-attack facet of Aqua Force, so it's pretty fun. And I honestly think that this card, being able to recycle Strife Water every single turn and effectively saving your card in hand every single turn is really, really good. So I think the deck is pretty fun. It's not as good, again, I've said this like 5 times this video, I think. Not as great as Thavas, but very fun. I think you will enjoy it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Again, as always, my decks are templates. If you don't like it, you can always mess around with other ratios and try out other cards, other starters, other grade 1s, etc. So mess around with it. It's very fun. And yeah, I think with that, it's going to be it for the video. So of course, chat can also say goodbye. But if you like the video, give it a like. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. If you want to give some extra support to the channel, you can also become a YouTube channel member to get all kinds of extra bonus perks. Or subscribe to the Twitch. You know, there's a cool thing called Twitch Prime. You know, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link it with your Twitch and get a free subscription every single month to a streamer. And if you don't use it that month, your money just gets kept by Lord Bezos. You know, Bezos just keeps your money. He keeps your money. You don't get to use it on anything. It's surrendered. It's pretty sad. So yeah, with that, I think that's it. You can also check out the socials, Discord, Twitch, Twitter, all the kind of stuff in the description. So check it out. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.